You aren't showing up there, Sarah.
I'm not.
No.
Hang on, everyone, if you can hear me. Oh, hang on. I think you can see the screen, but you can't. I think you can hear me, but you can't see me. Hello from World Series winning Texas Rangers. Text, background sign.
There, I got my notification finally. That's good.
Well, overhead view. Can you go stand there, Mom?
Sure.
And see if we can see your... Because we'll just start that way.
Okay, I'm a coming. Can you see me now?
Your hands. Oh, no, we can't. Okay, so hang on, everyone. For some reason...
Fixed. Did you... We have to shut your cameras off for a minute or close your...
Well, I should be able to find it, so hang on just a second.
Hey, you guys, look. Oh,
no, they can't see me. They can't see you.
I went to see Derek Huff
Okay.
last night. Oh my gosh. I had almost as much fun as Sarah had, except I was in the cheap seats, and when Sarah went to see Luke, she was in the pit. I didn't get that close. So, but it was fun. Oh my gosh, what a high energy dance presentation that was. Dancers that didn't quit. So I didn't get down on the floor. I wish I had. If I'd have been down on the first floor, I would have tried to get up on that stage with those people. He actually did just a whole variety of dances. It was so enjoyable. Everything from waltz to Viennese to tango and
Oh, you're upside down now.
I'm upside down. Well, that probably is just perfect. So you can see
Okay,
my
can you
shirt.
stick your hands there now? Okay, now we can see hands. Okay, we're just going to go right there.
All right.
We're just going to start right there.
All right. So
Okay, can you see my hands?
I can see your hands.
Okay, everybody, you're not going to see me because for some reason, I don't know why this happens. Every once in a while, things just go wonky. And then we get comfortable and we stop testing stuff, and then all of a sudden, bam, and it's working fine, and then all of a sudden, yeah, so I don't know, but we're just going to start right here tonight.
Okay.
And that's okay because, yeah. So here we are, Thursday night. Today was getting kits out day. So Thursdays that we get kits out is always a busy day. We sent out the Crafters Classroom festive and fun Christmas cards, which those samples are out in the shop, so I don't have them. But that is not this Saturday, but next Saturday, the 11th, right?
Today is the 2nd, 3rd.
I don't know. I'm all messed up. I had the wrong dates on
Yes,
my email.
it is the 11th.
Okay. So anyways, and then the Fun Time Thursday is autumn, or it's the Thankful Fun Time Thursday with autumn themed colors. So we are doing a peekaboo trifold. Now this is a new color combination for us with cream. Well, we have cream and taupe, and then we have cream and just fall colors. Those aren't posted online yet, but they are new. They will be posted online this week. Then we're doing a mini slimline card that we're actually cutting from a slimline card to do a little gift tag. So like if say you're giving somebody a pumpkin pie, you could give them a nice little cute gift tag with it. And then we just have an alcohol ink card, just a pretty card. Thank you. So yeah, this class is all about thanks, and there's different words. So there's thanks and there's different words that you can put with it. So anyways, this is the next Fun Time Thursday class. So because I was making autumn cards, I do have a lot of autumn stuff cut and just sitting around everywhere. Actually, I don't know where some of it went. I had some leaves sitting here, and then I moved them, and who knows? Oh, no, they're right in front of me. Duh. Oh my gosh. I've had a cold all week, and so Monday I really felt like not great, and I was here kind of at work but not being very productive. and I'm still a little stuffed up, and my eyes are still a little red and watery. So probably better that I wasn't on camera anyways. But today we are talking about window. So we have our window cards, and now if you want to do a printed window overlay for that card. And I was thinking about it, and it takes a little bit of thought to get there. It takes a little bit of thought to get that cut. Now, I'm just going to talk about something else really quick, because if you are doing a window card and you're cutting just from blank, so hang on a second, I'm going to cut a few of these layers. It really is easier when you're cutting from scratch, from the top window down. But to cut this top layer with those already pre-cut isn't the easiest thing to do, and I really kind of had to think through it. So yeah, you'll have to excuse me if I start coughing or clearing my throat or whatever. I just want to cut a few pieces of paper. And I might just use my little pieces of scrap right here. But if you're cutting just from scratch and say you want to make, pieces that all fit together. Hang on a second. I'm just going to grab. Wasn't totally prepared. Imagine that. But I'll get there. But yeah, when you're cutting from scratch, it's much easier to use just window dies to cut all the way down. So just for example, if I wanted to layer these two together, and I'm just going to show you it's easier doing it from the top down instead of doing your top layer as a piece of printed paper. So say we have, oh no, actually I meant the other way. I don't know what I meant. I'm confusing myself now. Our top layer would be our biggest window. So hang on a second. My head is foggy. So yeah, our top layer is our biggest window. So if you're going from your top layer down, it's easiest because you can layer these, layer them together however you want, and then your next size circle you can just set inside there. So you can just set inside there, tape, and then, cut it out. But to do it this other way that we're doing it is a little bit more difficult. That's why I wanted to talk about this. But again, if you're doing it where you're doing your overlay first and then you're cutting the layers down, you would just set your biggest window on it. Then you have your next smallest window. And then so forth. You can make as many layers as you wanted. So yeah, if you're doing it from scratch, start with your overlay first and then work your way down to the next layer and then down to the next layer, because your window will get smaller. So basically you're just going to, go with your next size down window, tape it in there, and then cut it, and then it's perfectly layered. But in this case, we already have these two windows cut. So we want this overlay to fit on top of here, but we can't see it. So the first thing that we're going to do, first, the librarian will probably tell me to put my dies back on my
board.
I
would not tell you that.
So I'm going to do that. There, now I have them all right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my layer for the top of here. Okay, so if this is 4 by 5 1/4, which it is, I like to go, you could do a 3.75 and have a bigger border. I like to do a 3.88 by 5, like 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So that's what I'm going to cut it to. So I'm going to cut my overlay to fit on top of I'm going to cut my printed paper overlay to fit on top of my on top of my jelly bean green overlay. So I'm cutting it to, because this is 4 by 5 1/4. I'm cutting to 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and we'll look and see if we like the border size. So yes, that gives us a nice border size. I do like the little borders better. But now, so we can turn it over, we can draw on there, and we could put our die like right inside here, but it's going to be cutting from the back to the front, which I don't necessarily like that. I like to cut down. I just think it's much cleaner. So we can do a couple things. We can go ahead and we can lay that underneath it and just kind of use some removable tape. Now this is a little putsy, you know. I much prefer pulling the our pre-cut windows and overlays, but sometimes you just want to use like a pattern paper or a different color on top of them. So this is how to get there from not having to cut all of your layers. You know, maybe you use some layers that are pre-done, but then you want to use a pattern paper on the top, or you want to use a shiny paper on top. So we can go ahead, and I taped that so I have my equal border. Now I can put my die inside here, and then I can tape it, and then I can run that through the die cutting machine. And I can take it off in order to run it. So I just make sure my die is in there straight. And it depends, I could use a smaller one if I want to see more of that. So actually, I'm telling you to do it the wrong way. I need to cut it bigger. So just ignore what I just said.
Must be those cough drops you're on.
Man,
yeah.
cut.
Or maybe you need cough drops.
This is what you're going to do to cut it bigger. So if you want to cut it smaller, you're just going to take one of your dies and cut it smaller. If you want it bigger, which is what we want, we're going to trace that circle. Then we are going to take our bigger die. And we're going to decide which size die we want and how big of a border we want around there. And I can't decide. This one's going to give us a very thin border. And I think I want a little bit bigger border than that. So I'm going to go ahead and use that one. And it doesn't matter because we're going to cut off the pen marks. So sorry to be confusing to begin with. But yeah, we want the bigger window. So I'm just going to go ahead. And normally I'm a kind of go for it kind of gal, but in this situation, I would use removable tape to hold it in place. And I'm just going to die cut that. I don't get sick that often.
No, I think you were sick last year just once.
I got sick once last year. Yeah, but I don't get colds that often, so it's a little bit surprising when I do.
Well, doesn't surprise me.
So there, we have our overlay. And now if we wanted to cut bigger borders, because I did do kind of a bigger border around here, if I wanted to cut a bigger border around the outside of there, I could. I could just take and cut another 1/16 of an inch off all the way around. So yeah, that's how you would cut. You just need a bigger opening. So you're going to, again, just take this and you are going to trace it. You're going to cut your overlay. So whatever overlay you fit on there, you'll attach it to the back, centered. You'll trace that, and then you'll take your bigger die and die cut it out.
Yes, there is a tad under the weather, as am I. Probably has something to do with that record snowfall we got. Besides, God.
So, and you know, I just changed my mind. I think I am going to cut my border a little bit bigger. We're allowed to change our mind.
Absolutely.
just try to cut about the same amount off. Okay, so now we have a bigger border on the outside and on the inside. I like that a little bit better. All right, so there's the beginning. We can get rid of our circle dies, not get rid of them, but we'll give them back to the librarian. Now for shaker cards, we can use just our regular 5mm acetate, and I'm just going to cut 2 pieces that are big enough to fit. Now, I am going to make this a see-through window card, so the shakers are going to be in between here, and I'm going to have 2 pieces of acetate. So I'm going to go ahead before I do that, and if I'm going to attach something behind here, I want to have the ability to see through this window to place it. So I'm going to go ahead and do my inside first. Let's see, I had a piece of cardstock cut for my inside already. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that down.
Under the weather might have come from burning the candles on both ends for too long, huh?
Yeah. Or the grandbaby had the snottiest nose ever.
Oh my
when he
gosh.
was over last Friday. So, and he probably gets a lot from daycare.
Yeah.
So now, yes, if I want to place this, because I'm going to do some layering on the inside, I want to have the ability to be able to, do it and move it around through my window. So that's why I'm doing my inside before I have that shaker there and I can't see it through it as well. But I think I need one more color in between here. Let's see if the red circle that I cut out early, nope, that's the same size. Geez, I have all kinds of stuff over here. I must have one color circle that'll fit there. Oh, look at the brown one does. So I'm going to layer these together, then I'm going to put tape on the back of here, and I can just kind of place that behind that circle. And normally I might do it, I might wait to do my inside until the end, but just giving it a little bit of forethought that I might need to get through that window before I put shaker stuff. So the stitches on here do kind of line up with that window. So when I'm placing it, I'm going to kind of use those stitches as a guide. So I can kind of use those stitches as a guide, and then it will be placed where it needs to be placed on the inside. So there we go. But I can wait to color that until we get the front done. Now, our shaker, when you're doing it as a see-through, it can be between these 2 layers, or it can be between these 2 layers. Since these are popping up, I want to make them a little bit sturdier, so I am going to put my acetate on top of here, and then it's going to be behind here also. So I'm going to go ahead and stick these 2 layers together. Alrighty, so now for building our shaker, you can do it a couple different ways. I do like to go down this way. The only problem is when I'm putting my foam tape on, because if I go this way, then I'm turning it over onto, I could do it either way. So let's cut our acetate first. Let's see, our window size. Let's cut a couple pieces of acetate. It was really nice when Impression Obsession had their shaker pouches. But then I think something happened to the factory or something, and then they just didn't have them anymore. But those were super nice. I don't know if anybody else out there nowadays has shaker pouches, but they're super handy. That's why we have the window sizes that we do, is because we had the window sizes to match her shaker pouches, so the shaker pouch would actually, you know, stick up from here, and you didn't have to use all the foam tape. I think one of the home party places has.
Circle shaker pouches are on Amazon.
Okay, I didn't know they were on Amazon. And we could, now that I already did this, I'm thinking, did I want this color card instead? I think I like the light card. What do you guys think? The light card or the dark card? Did anybody say they like the light card or the dark card?
Oh, wait a minute, I just got off. I was looking for other things. Light.
Yeah, I think so too. So now
Dark, light,
Okay.
dark.
Well, I am going to take this and cut my back off. 'Cause you're allowed to change your mind.
It's about 50-50.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oops, there goes light, dark, dark, light, light, dark, dark, light.
Oh, okay, I'm just going to leave it. But if I wanted to, I could trim this off and stick it on the inside. So we'll just keep it the dark because then I'm not doing too much more because Mom said it's about 50-50.
Yeah, Tracy Zant says she thinks Simon Says Stamps sells them.
Okay, so anyways, I'm going to start this way and build it backwards. If we wanted to start building it up from right here, we would have to attach our acetate, but just be weary about the distance here between these two layers because your tape and your foam tape has to be that far around. Where if you build it on the back of this one, then you don't have to worry about that because this is the biggest circle. So let's build it this way instead. And we're going to put foam tape all the way around. I have my foam tape right here, but I didn't get it pre-cut. You just want to make sure that your foam tape sticks all the way around. You don't want any gaps in your foam tape because then your shaker stuff goes everywhere. Excuse me. I might have to check out because yeah, the shaker pouches were really nice. And when you get going, a square is much easier, but you can do circles. You could cut your foam tape a little bit thinner and then you can bend it kind of around that circle. Now, for our shaky stuff, I'm using the Prills. They're really tiny.
And they go
all over. So I do have to get my spoon out. And so I don't have to cough in the middle, I'm going to take a drink of water really quick.
Good idea.
Okay. Now I'm going to put my shaky stuff here, and then I'm going to put my acetate right on top of here. So I'm going to I do like to take my backing off my foam tape first. If I don't do that and I put my shaky stuff here, and while I'm taking the backing off, if my finger sticks to it and pulls it up, then I end up with shaky stuff all over. And the key to making a good shaker card is not having anything on your foam tape so you get a nice good seal. If you have bigger shaker stuff, then you can double layer your foam tape. And I did just take the top, this is a brand new thing of Prills, so I just took the top off over the garbage can instead of on my work surface.
Ooh, Kathy Dunn says she buys different size shaker pouches from Amazon all the time.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm seeing too, Kathy.
Well, maybe for a Christmas shaker card, I'll have to get some shaker pouches and
There you go.
make a Christmas one. So because somebody said, or there's a few people that said both, and I was like, oh, I don't think I can make it through 2 cards today. So I do have my foam tape all the way around, and now I'm going to do this over the garbage can. And now when I dump my stuff on there, I'm going to set it down, because if I dump from up here, then it's going to shake all over, it's going to bounce all over. The shaker pouches are nice because they are a little bit deeper, so you don't have to worry about doing double mounting of foam tape, or at least the ones that Impression Obsession had, they were a little bit deeper. I'm going to flatten those out just a little bit. And now I'm going to put my acetate on top. I'm going to give it a push all the way around. A few times. So now I have my little shaker unit. So that's going to go on the front. So this is a see-through shaker card. Now you can do shaker cards that, you know, you put your image right behind there. We just used our window card, so we have a see-through one. So now to attach this, we can't just put regular adhesive all the way around here because we have it built up right here. So we do need to put adhesive. All around the edge. So I'm going to cut my foam tape a little bit narrower. So you're going to put your foam tape, and it doesn't have to be connecting all the way around. And you can put a little bit of foam tape in here and just, you know, in a few different areas. But you do need to build it up a little bit just because it's built up right here. So the shaker pouches are actually like a dome type thing. So they stand off the card. So your card base and everything is flat, but then your shaker pouch stands above. So yeah, maybe I'll see if I can find some, and we'll just do that with a Christmas shaker card.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. A little bit more foam tape. Apologize, I feel like I have a coughing attack coming on and I'm trying to avoid it. All right. Now we're just going to take the backing off. And you can put a little bit of tape on top of your foam tape because that's your, it's solid, your acetate. And then that's going to stick to the card right there too, so I might do that because I'm pretty decent with my ATG. Oh, I apologize. We're going to finish this card up kind of quick. So yeah, you could put a little bit of adhesive. Now just, you don't want to get it in the window, but I'm sticking right on top of the foam tape. just going to put our shaker unit, and I don't want to fight the fold of the card. So I'm just going to attach that right on there. We have our little shaker unit to make our see-through shaker card. Let's see what we can find. So I had this piece hanging from my camera stand. So that looks good to use. Let's use some gold there. See if I can cut this straight. Actually, I'm going to go to my trimmer and see if I can cut straight with my trimmer. And I'll just cut it to the 4 inches, which is what the jelly bean green is. And I do have some leaves that I found in the pile, or I did find a happy fall in my pile of stuff.
Tracy says there are pouches, flat and dome, that stick out like a snow globe,
Oh,
like for a snow globe card.
okay. So I think I am going to use my Happy Fall, except I don't know if I like the glittery as much. I like the copper that's on the other side of here. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on the back. Because remember, we had talked about sticking things to the glitter, and the wet glue works the best. So yeah, I had this Happy Fall in here from something else that we decided not to use it. And it's just been sitting on my camera stand.
Sarah, this would go through the mail okay, right?
If anything is over 1/4 of an inch, you have to put extra postage on it. So this might be borderline over 1/4 of an inch. It might not be, but you could use the 2-ounce stamp, which I don't know what a 2-ounce stamp is now these days. They used to be like a 70-cent stamp.
Tracy, do you have a link for those pouches, the flat and dome ones that stick out like for a snow globe card? Or does anybody else out there have a link? I'm gonna go see if I can find them here.
Okay. So look at this one, even has foam tape on the back of it already. I'm going to turn that over and just give it a push. This one with my Happy Fall that I've built up, and with the foam tape here, mine might be 1/4 of an inch. It's probably pretty darn close. So if I was mailing it, I would probably put, I would almost put a piece of chipboard on one side, or our white mat board that's a little bit prettier on one side, just to, the bumpy side. Or with the bulk of it, I might put it inside a A6 envelope instead of an A2 envelope. So let's see if we can just color our pumpkin and our leaf in here really quick. And then we're going to call it a day. I'm going to go have some Theraflu. Or something warm on my throat.
Me too.
But you know what? I'm just looking at it this way. I'm getting my cold over with in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
It's not coming back. So there.
That would be wonderful, wouldn't it?
Yep. That's just how I'm going to look at it. Let's just get it done with and out of the way.
Yeah, I hope we both feel better soon. Thanks, Barb.
Oh, so some people had ordered the Halloween kit. I am working on those tomorrow and getting those out. So your order, if you are doing the Halloween kit, there's still a few orders that we didn't get out today. We got the majority of them out. Becky and I worked and got most of them out. But like the ones that are close to us, like yours might go out on Monday because they'll go out speedy delivery and you should have them on Tuesday. So we got all of the first class mail out for sure. Tomorrow I'm going to come in and work and get some of those out again. And then, but some of you local people might go out on Monday and you'll get them on Tuesday anyways. So. Alrighty. So we have our cute little happy fall shaker card.
Yay, that looks nice, Sarah.
Yeah. I started out a little confusing because my brain was a little foggy, so I apologize for that. But we made it through, finished our card, and we still have kits left. So for the autumn class, for our Fun Time Thursday, or for our Crafters Classroom. So you can get those orders in and we'll get them shipped just as soon as possible so you can have them in time. So, but otherwise, we will see you next week. Next week, Thursday. Bye, guys. Have a great